Hello, it's me, Oscar from Marijuana Garden.
Hey there, true believers and casual comic book enjoyers, let's be real. Not every superhero can be Batman or Wonder Woman. With that in mind, come along with us as we celebrate 15 of the most useless superheroes ever, presented here in order of least to most useless. First up is Jubilee, everyone's favorite firework enthusiast who probably peaked in the 90s X-Men animated series. Too bad her powers are about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Jubilee literally shoots sparklers from her hands, or, as the Marvel site puts it, multicolored globules of energy plasma she calls fireworks. I mean, come on Jubilee, at least try to be a bit more creative with your mutant abilities. I hear those energy globules make a mean plate of nachos, though. Next we have Mr. Immortal, the unkillable leader of the Great Lakes Avengers. Now, you might think, hey, not being able to die, that's gotta be the best superpower ever. And you'd be right, except for the tiny detail that it's literally his only power. This dude is basically a walking, talking, regenerating stress ball. He's useful as a human shield, but the problem is that it's his only true power, and he usually wakes up in a fit of rage after being revived. So, congrats, Mr. Immortal, you're basically the cockroach of superheroes, unkillable but completely unwelcome. Moving on to a hero who's basically a walking, talking, teleporting technicality doorman. Now you might be thinking, teleportation, that's got to be one of the coolest superpowers ever. And you'd be right in most cases. Now teleportation, that's a cool power, right? You can zip across the world, pop into different dimensions, and even sneak into places you're not supposed to be. Imagine the possibilities. Maybe even steal a chimichanga from Deadpool's plate before he notices. Don't even think about it, Wade. The sheer convenience and fun of teleportation are endless. But Doorman, this guy's teleportation skills are about as impressive as my ability to open a bag of chips without spilling them everywhere. Spoiler alert, I can't. It's a mess every single time. He can only teleport things to the very next room. That's right, folks, the next room. Not across the city, not even across the street, just the next room. Doorman, you're the superhero equivalent of taking the stairs when there's a perfectly good elevator right there. It's like having a Ferrari but only driving it in your driveway. Come on, Doorman, step up your game. Chapter 4. Cypher, master of the useless superpower. Up next is Cypher, the mutant who can understand any language. Douglas Aaron Ramsey, or Cypher, is really good at languages, including computer languages and extraterrestrial ones. His abilities are impressive in real life, but fall short compared to his friends like Kitty Pryde. Seriously, imagine the X-Men facing off against Magneto, and Cypher's big contribution is saying, guys, I think he's speaking Romanian for prepare to be dominated. Yeah, not exactly the most inspiring battle cry. Chapter 5, Dazzler, Disco Inferno, Superhero Zero. Hold on to your platform shoes, folks, because here comes Dazzler, the disco queen of disappointment. Created as a collaboration between Marvel and Casablanca Records, Dazzler could turn sonic vibrations into light, often using disco music. This groovy gal can turn sound into light, which sounds cool until you realize it basically amounts to a glorified laser pointer. Dazzler, you're a reminder that even in the wacky world of comics, some ideas should stay on the drawing board. Chapter 6, Genie, proof that not all powers are created equal. Next up is Genie, the poster child for why you shouldn't mix superpowers and substance abuse. This party girl can generate seismic vibrations, but only when she's completely hammered. Her dependence on alcohol made her an inept fighter, and occasionally a liability to her team. Genie, you're a walking, talking cautionary tale and not the fun kind. Chapter 7, Color Kid. Because who needs actual superpowers when you have paint? Coming in at number 7 is Color Kid, the master of the mundane. This guy can change the color of anything. While he managed to make the most out of his skill, being able to change something's color is possible for pretty much anyone with a can of spray paint. Color Kid, you're the superhero equivalent of a magic marker. Mildly entertaining, but ultimately useless. Chapter 8, NFL SuperPro, the most valuable superhero on the bench. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to enter the realm of truly terrible superhero ideas. NFL SuperPro was a promotional series about a crime-fighting ex-football player with superpowers. The series was cancelled quickly, but not before the character created his own crime-fighting team. He could throw a football really hard. NFL SuperPro, you're a fumble of epic proportions, and not even the most die-hard football fan could love you. Chapter 9, Almighty Dollar, making it rain. Pennies, next up is Almighty Dollar, a member of NFL SuperPro's equally unimpressive team of superheroes, the Happy Campers. This guy's power? He could shoot loose change out of his wrists? Yeah, you read that right. Loose change. Imagine being attacked by a supervillain and your only line of defense is a guy pelting them with pocket change. almighty dollar. You're the superhero equivalent of finding a penny on the ground. Mildly interesting for a second, then immediately forgotten. Chapter 10, Stone Boy, more like Statue Boy. Coming in at number 10 is Stone Boy, the master of, well, turning into a rock. Stone Boy could turn into stone to hibernate through long winters. On Earth, he was originally unable to move while in his stone state, making him pretty useless. Eventually, he learned to remain conscious and move while using his power. Stone Boy, you're the superhero equivalent of a paperweight decorative, but ultimately pointless. Chapter 11, Hindsight. Hindsight Lad, the superhero who's always a day late and a dollar short. This guy's power is the ability to point out every single mistake you made in a fight, after the fight is already over. This post-battle criticism didn't make him an asset in the field, so he was given a desk job doing administrative tasks. Hindsight Lad, you're the superhero equivalent of a Monday morning quarterback. Full of opinions, but utterly useless in the heat of the moment. Thanks for the play-by-play, Captain Obvious. Chapter 12, Bouncing Boy proof that even superheroes can have bad gas. Hold on to your butts, folks, because here comes Bouncing Boy, the human bouncy castle of doom. This guy can inflate his body into a giant sphere and bounce around like a rubber ball. Now, I'm all for a good bounce house party, but as a superpower, not so much. Bouncing Boy, you're the superhero equivalent of a whoopee cushion. Good for a cheap laugh, but that's about it. Chapter 13, Matter Eater Lad, the ultimate garbage disposal. Coming in at number 13 is Matter Eater Lad, the superhero with the stomach of steel and the brain of a potato. This peculiar hero hails from the planet Bismol, where the inhabitants evolved to eat all matter due to the planet's inedible vegetation. Yes, you heard that right. He can munch on anything from metal to toxic waste. This guy can eat anything, and I mean anything. Imagine biting into a steel beam or chomping down on a chunk of concrete. For Matter Eater Lad, it's just another snack. His digestive system is like a black hole, breaking down and processing any material he consumes. While this might make for a good party trick, the image of a superhero stepping up to help the team by eating random objects is laughable. Picture the scene. A group of heroes in a dire situation, and their solution is to call in the guy who can eat through the problem. It's both hilarious and bizarre. Imagine being in the middle of a battle, and your only hope is a guy stuffing his face with rubble. The chaos of the battlefield, the tension in the air, and there he is, munching away like it's a casual lunch break. It's a scene straight out of a comedy sketch. Matter Eater Lad, you're the superhero equivalent of a garbage disposal, useful in the kitchen, but not exactly a world saver. Sure, you can clean up the mess, but when it comes to saving the day, we might need someone with a bit more finesse. Nonetheless, your unique ability has its place, even if it's just to make us laugh. Chapter 14. Rainbow Girl, the queen of unwanted attention. Next up is Rainbow Girl, the superhero who's basically a walking, talking mood ring. This gal can harness the emotional spectrum and make herself irresistible to anyone around her. Imagine being bombarded by every emotion within a 5-mile radius. Rainbow Girl, you're the superhero equivalent of a glitter bomb, flashy and annoying, and impossible to get rid of. Chapter 15. Arm Fall Off Boy, the most literal superhero ever. In the vast universe of superheroes, where powers range from the incredible to the bizarre, there exists a hero so unique, so literal, that he stands out from the rest. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the grand prize winner of the most useless superhero award goes to... Drumroll, please. This award is not just any award. It celebrates the quirkiest, most unconventional heroes who, despite their odd powers, have left a mark in the comic book world. Arm Fall Off Boy could literally detach his own arm and use it to beat up villains. Imagine the surprise of a villain when faced with a hero who uses his own limb as a weapon. It's both hilarious and oddly impressive. This guy's power, he can detach his own arm and use it as a weapon. Yes, you heard that right. In a world where heroes fly, shoot lasers, or have super strength, Arm Fall Off Boy's power is as literal as it gets. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, only the train is made of poorly written comic book panels. The absurdity of his power is matched only by the creativity of the writers who brought him to life. Arm Fall Off Boy, you're the superhero equivalent of a participation trophy. A testament to the fact that sometimes it's okay to admit defeat, but in your case it's also a reminder that even the most peculiar powers can find a place in the Superhero Hall of Fame. And the award for most useless goes to... And there you have it, folks. the 15 most useless superheroes ever created. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more hilarious content. Until next time, stay super. Or don't. It's really up to you.